Welcome everyone to today's Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL Love the Game Grand Final press conference. Today with Richmond and Williamstown. Representing the Richmond Football Club today, Coach Craig McRae and their captain Steve Morris. And from the Williamstown Football Club, Coach Andy Collins and their captain Adam Marpon. Leave it open to the media.
Thanks all for coming. Nothing.
Well, I guess congratulations on making the grand final. To both coaches, how did you see your preliminary final wins?
You go ahead.
Yours was on the Saturday.
Okay. No, we had a really hard hit out against Port Melbourne. They're a great team, really tough. We had to fight to the end, and I think the contest was really strong, and it's put us in good order for this week.
And Andy?
And similar, that we're really pleased with the contest, pleased with the way we played. In particular, the conditions allowed some pretty good footy to be played. And I thought it was a really tough contest. So I think that both as coaches and players that we're really looking forward to the weekend.
And Steve, the Tigers' last few fourth quarters have been incredibly strong. It must fill you with confidence that you've got the run in your legs.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, certainly we wouldn't have wanted to find ourselves in the position that we found ourselves in against Essendon. We played pretty ordinary footy for 3 quarters, but I guess the resolve to be able to turn around our form in the space of 1 quarter and come out and play our best footy probably for the year, really, in that final quarter. And then again on the weekend, I think we kicked 5 of the last 6 goals, and so there's no doubt our players should take some belief from the fact that we're able to run out games strongly and be able to find a way to win from any position, really.
Adam, it must have been a really sweet preliminary final win after last year's result.
Yeah, it was. I think it's 2 of 6 or 2 of 7 for me. So, and the team. So yeah, it was really it was a little bit of relief, but it's amazing how quickly you move on, and the boys are pretty hungry straight away to focus on the grand final, and just a really exciting sort of feel around the club, and really looking forward to getting stuck into it on Sunday.
Is it an odd feeling to be coming up against the Tigers, or are you sort of back in the Seagulls mode now?
Yeah, no, very much back in Seagulls mode. But yeah, it is. I guess nice to come up against them. I think we've had some really good battles in the past. Played finals against them in the past. We know that they're a really, really strong club and VFL team. So we're going to have our work cut out for us on Sunday.
Andy, I thought Nick Ebinger on the weekend with 5 goals after 3 the week before. We've seen him a couple of times kick a few 3s and 5s now. It's very important and good to see a young player standing up and taking his chance like that.
Yeah, he's a non-pathway boy and has come through amateur football and some lower grade amateur football as well. So he had to learn a little bit about what it took to play VFL football. He's a very dynamic player, and he's still maturing as a person and as a player, but he's an exciting talent for football.
And you think he's ready to handle the pressure of a grand final when it comes to that?
He would say that he was born to play finals, and he's got a great confidence that all forwards need to have.
Pretty great achievement, Andy, to reach this stage of the year without your leading goal kicker over the last couple of weeks, Nick Rodder. Where is he at, and is he causing you a few headaches?
Yeah, he has, and I am scared of him. So he trained fully last week and couldn't believe that the coach didn't select him, and he'll be right in the mix this week.
Billy Myers has been a great story this final series as well. Obviously played a lot of footy in defence, but a wild card up your sleeve to throw him forward and perform like you did on the weekend.
Yeah, there's probably advantages of coaching a club for a period of time, and Craig and I have had this great friendship but also rivalry as coaches for a while now. And coaching your same players, you realise what they can do. So Billy is incredibly versatile. It's something that we've done previously and had a look at for quarters at a time and trained him up. And we trained all our players to be pretty versatile. So it was nice that he kicked 4 goals, but I wasn't surprised that his effort that he put in.
Craig, maybe a bittersweet kind of end of the game for you, knowing that Jake Arts was probably in a little bit of hot water and at the tribunal tonight? What are your thoughts about tonight and your chances?
Yeah, well, we consoled Jake after the game. He sort of has to go through the process now. The outcome will be what it will be, and to be honest, I've been putting most of my attention into what we can control, and then obviously solutions if he doesn't get off tonight. But yeah, he's a great player for us. He got drafted on the back of being, playing above the level for a number of years, and he plays the game on the edge. That's what we love about him. And this time he may have stepped over, so we'll wait and see what happens there.
There's only 3 VFL listed players on the weekend. What kind of conversations did you have to have with someone like Dan Caulfield, who was Team of the Year, and Tom Silvestro as well, who played a hell of a lot of footy this year, and to miss out at the pointy end?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, really. It is, and with a heavy heart, I have a conversation on the captain's run or just before then for some. These guys invest so much in our program. They're the reason why we're in this position. And we've got a great culture. We've got 24 listed VFL players will train tonight, knowing that they may not get an opportunity, but they turn up. They work all day and they turn up. And again, we're not here this close to this cup without those guys, and we love that.
Craig, the AFL team is still going pretty strong. Do you see any of the players who are currently playing VFL pushing for AFL selection if indeed they make a grand final? Yeah,
it's a good situation to be in when both teams are alive this time of year, and we saw it in 2017. We just fueled each other. The VFL would win, and then the excitement of that with players watching in the grandstands, and then get to training on Monday, and there's a real buzz in the air. So that feels the same. So we've got a lot of players that are playing really good footy at the moment, in great form. So we're just waiting for opportunity or injury if that comes along on Friday.
Andy, a lot of your teams this season has played pretty much every single game, and a lot of those have come through the development league system when it was still in place at Williamstown. How much pride do you take seeing those players develop over this period of time and now cementing themselves in the senior team this year and playing in a grand final?
Yeah, the Williamstown Footy Club made a really strong stance about the value of the development league. We're really fortunate to have still a really strong squad of 50 players, and just the development program needs to be run a little bit differently. But we are proud that of our culture, and that we've been able to keep a large majority of our players together for a long period of time. And Craig mentioned about his own VFL squad. We just won a prelim final, and I had all the boys going to work on the Monday, and all the boys came in their work clothes, and Sammy Donnell in his suit. But that's the beauty of VFL. That's the unique nature of this competition, that semi-professional players play against professional players. Semi-professional players get a chance to train with professional players. And this time of the year, there is no professional, semi-professional. It's just footballers playing for a grand final.
Our question to the captains: must be a really nice feeling to be captaining your side in the grand final week.
Yeah, it is. Steve and I were talking before, and we sort of looked at each other and we said one of us is going to be a premiership captain come Sunday. So I'd sort of considered, that might be the case, and if not, it's going to be Steve. So just definitely got to pinch myself, and if that's to be the case, be a huge honour and a privilege.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting time of year, and I played with Adam for a season at Richmond and got so much respect for the way he goes about his footy, and it was sad to see him go when he left, and he had a sensational year with us, and what he brought to our club and the values that he helped us build at our club, he's obviously taken back to Williamstown and instilled back there, and got great respect for that, and just really looking forward to going out there and butting heads on the weekend. Although we can have a chat now, it's going to be game on the weekend.
Andy, Nathan, on the outside, everyone knows that Williamstown have been perennial contenders, so being here is no surprise. But to lose your 4 best players to the draft last year, fast forward or go backwards, 6 or 12 months, are you pinching yourself that you've managed to get the list that you've got without those players, and you're going to be playing off in a grand final?
We didn't start the season very well, and probably internally we're a little bit concerned, and I was definitely having private conversations with the captain, how we could sort of gel this group and develop this group. But, you know, real credit to the playing leadership group, you know, led by Adam. You know, we've come together as a really strong team. The great thing about our squad is that we've got some talent, and when a player leaves, it's amazing. Another player will step up, and they just need opportunity. And that's the great thing about a standalone footy club. We provide that opportunity. Our best team plays, and you know, we're really pleased with the development, not only as footballers but also as people, and it's a real credit to our leadership program.
Just the way you set up, you at home obviously with the wind and the weather you're used to down there, and then I think the last couple of finals at Whitten Oval and down at Adcon, you've used it well to your advantage. Is that something you actually look at before a game, and how it's going to affect on a different ground here that the two teams haven't played on this year?
Well, we love the wind too. Yeah. We do. Yeah.
They beat us at our ground.
We actually do love the wind.
The great thing is that playing outdoors and playing without the grandstands, and all VFL players experience this, is that they've got to develop an IQ for the conditions. And that's a really good part of the development, is talking about conditions and then having to execute. And that's the beauty of all VFL and local footballers. They don't have grandstands wrapping around their stadiums. And so at Williamstown, we just have a nice little breeze occasionally, some occasional rain. But on a day like this, you could think of no other better place than be sitting in our social club overlooking the bay. And that's the beauty of our club. We love it, and it's a real strength of us as a footy club.
Craig, Nick Meese put in one of the all-time finals performances on the weekend. How do you combat him?
Well, thankfully, we've got a Vaughan marriage to worry about that, because clearly I didn't win too many hit-outs in my career. So we've got he does a fantastic job with our developing ruckman, and he'll go to work on the tape and look at ways that we can combat his influence. He's a terrific player. We've got great respect for his contribution to this competition. Leads from the front all the time. He dominates clearances, and we've got three young developing ruckmen that are going to obviously ask some questions of him as well.
Can you just run us through the journey that Marlon Pickett has had since arriving at Punt Road? Obviously, was having a great career in the Waffle, and came over here with that wrist injury, but just seems like he's fit into VFL football and the Richmond Football Club seamlessly. Yeah,
it's a great story. 27-year-old, and he comes to our club. He actually had a finger injury. It took a bit of time to get that right. Was able to run, so he's fit. He's a good runner, really good runner, and then comes in and gets an opportunity, and really ultimately doesn't really know Richmond way that well, and he's learning on the job. So he's getting better and better, and I'm really excited about this week. He's already told me he's going to have a big game.
Adam, with the players that departed in the off season, getting their AFL opportunities, what's it been like to see the players that have come up into their positions in the side this season? Given that Andy mentioned about before, given opportunities, there's plenty of players this year have taken the roles of those four that have gone up to AFL level.
Yeah, definitely. I guess firstly, when that happened, it was such a proud moment for the club, and we're so happy for those four boys, and they've all had fantastic years at their respective clubs. But I think it's a credit to the club holistically that we're able to develop these people and players to come in and fill a hole and do so well. I was even reading something on the VFL website about the boys who are departed and the guys who have come in, and like we say, boys like Nick Ebinger who have shown so much resilience to spend 4 or 5 years developing himself on the list under the guidance of the coaches, obviously. So proud of some of these guys who stick it out, and even when they're not getting games, they turn up and want to improve. Guys like him, couldn't be more proud of him. It's just a great culture that we've got at Williamstown to continue to develop guys coming through.
Andy, Craig mentioned some of the hard luck stories potentially for them. For you, guys like Sam Martin, Mitch Norton, Sam McClarty have played a fair bit of footy this year. Some tough conversations that you've had with them.
They're the hardest conversations, and we sit here with a straight face today, but our hearts are hurting as coaches because we care for them as humans, and I get tearful thinking of the guys that we're leaving out, because you want all of the players' dreams to be able to come true. You want to be able to make them come true, but it's just an impossibility. And you've just got to be really empathetic to their emotions, honest, and again, that's where the playing group comes in as the coaching group, because the head coach can often experience a disappointment from that player, and that's where the whole club has got to be really strong to support that player.
Stephen, for the last 2 weeks in the finals, your sides kicked all their goals in the last quarter, come over the top in the first one, and then to move away in the last. Is that something you can, as a group, can grab in the final, saying, hey, wherever we are in this last quarter, we can get there in this?
Oh, I think we started the game pretty well on the weekend as well, so I don't think it's necessarily just a last quarter thing. It certainly gives us confidence that we can finish the game off well. There's no doubt about that, but we'd certainly be looking to start the game on the weekend the way we started on Saturday afternoon against Port Melbourne, and I guess throughout this season we've shown that it's a 120-minute game that we've got to play, and we keep grinding away, and throughout that 120 minutes I think we'll give ourselves our best chance of being successful on the day.
And Steve, there's a busy weekend coming up for the Tigers fans, obviously Friday night and then on Sunday. Expecting a massive turnout from your supporters, because they've been pretty good over the last couple of weeks, both at the Swinburne Centre and also at Adcon as well.
Absolutely, yeah. The punt rate over was absolutely rocking in that last quarter against Essendon. It was pretty crazy, really. I think also the support that we've seen from our AFL listed players to get down and support our VFL squad, and also, as we spoke about and touched on, the 24 guys that we've got on our VFL list that have been so important to where we've been able to get to as an AFL as a VFL club, but also as an AFL team, to be able to maintain the standards of training and help show the AFL boys the way that we want to go about our footy as well, and maintain a real high standard, I think has helped keep the AFL team honest as well, and make sure that they know that we're doing absolutely everything we can to ensure that we're a strong club all over.
We might bring things to a close. Thank you very much to guests from both the competing clubs, Richmond and Williamstown. The game's at 2:15 this Sunday here at Icon Park. It's going to be broadcast on Channel 7. It will also be on SEN, KC Radio, and also ABC Radio. So best of luck to both competing clubs this weekend. Thank you.
Good job.